Have you ever felt like your entire world was on fire? Today we will read what the prophet Joel has to say to the people of Israel as he describes their world. Hi, I'm Pastor John Sonkrent from Heights Christian Church, and we are going through the Bible in 5 years as a congregation. We invite you to join us every day, 6 days a week, as we read a little bit of the scripture that we are reading for that day. And right here on our YouTube channel, by subscribing to our YouTube channel, if you could do that, and you will get click on the bell notifications after you hit subscribe, and it will give you notifications of when our videos drop, and so you can be with us every day. And then on Sunday, we do our sermons on Sunday mornings. So today we will continue in the first chapter of Joel. Now, it is not much to read, but it is packed with powerful imagery of what Joel describes as happening at the time. Recall in the first part of the chapter that several waves of locusts had destroyed the vegetation in the midst of a drought. Joel calls for the people to mourn. So let's read that. Put on sackcloth, you priests, and mourn. Wail, you who minister before the altar. Come, spend the night in sackcloth, you who minister before my God. For the grain offerings and drink offerings are withheld from the house of your God. Declare a holy fast. Call a sacred assembly. Summon the elders and all who live in the land to the house of the Lord your God, and cry out to the Lord. Alas, for that day, for the day of the Lord is near. It will come like destruction from Almighty. Has not the food been cut off before your very eyes, joy and gladness from the house of our God? The seeds are shriveled beneath the clods. The storehouses are in ruins. The granaries have been broken down, for the grain has dried up. How the cattle moan, the herds mill about, because they have no pasture. Even the flocks of sheep are suffering. To you, Lord, I call, for fire has devoured the pastures in the wilderness. The flames have burned up all the trees in the field. Even the wild animals pant for you. The streams of water have dried up, and the fire has devoured the pastures in the wilderness. So as we see in this portion of Joel, what Joel is describing is utter destruction of what is going on here in his land. And Joel cries out to the Lord. And in verse 19, it says, to you, Lord, I call. He doesn't say what he calls. He just says, this is the reason I'm calling on you, Lord. It's because the fire has devoured the pastures in the wilderness. Now, this kind of reminds me of what happened in 2 Chronicles 7, 13, and 14. And we read there, when I shut up the heavens, this is the Lord speaking, when I shut up the heavens so that there is no rain, or command locusts to devour the land and send a plague among my people. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear them from heaven, and I will forgive them their sin and will heal their land. The prophet Joel did exactly that when he called upon the Lord. Everything was falling apart. Everything was destroyed. And the prophet Joel said, we need to do this. Lord, I call on you. We need your help. And that is what was going on with this. And so the prophet Joel went that direction. Times are desperate. And Joel called out to God, which is what we should do. So things are rough for the children of God. And so join us tomorrow, and we will see where the prophet Joel goes from there.